We all know John Dutton is carrying Yellowstone from the start, right? He is the big piece of the story. So is it us, or are you too wondering how the Yellowstone will end? How did the creator of the show, Taylor Sheridan, adjust the story now that Costner wants to leave Yellowstone? Well, in this video, we are going to talk about that detail by detail. We are going to tell you how the story of Yellowstone will end. And this is not just a theory, this comes from the mouth of Taylor Sheridan. Also, you're going to witness what is his reaction or feelings about the unexpected back out of Kevin Costner.
It just comes back to authenticity.
So keep watching, Yellowstone fans. Taylor Sheridan dropped shocking news about how he'll finish the series. The cause of all the chaos behind the scene. In February, Kevin Costner sent shockwaves across Yellowstone fans by making a bold choice to say goodbye to the series. After hearing of Costner's decision, Paramount announced that the curtains would fall on Yellowstone with the conclusion of its 5th season's second half. But what is the real reason why Kevin wants to give up his role as John Dutton?
Take our foot off the gas.
Well, Costner is setting his sights on the horizon, quite literally. He's been nurturing a dream, a massive Western epic called Horizon. Now, Horizon is a 4-movie saga where Costner is wearing multiple hats. He's co-writing, directing, and yes, starring in it, fueling this dream for 35 years. The second movie is nearing its finish line, and we might get a taste of the first film at the Venice Film Festival this September. But Costner, in his quest to bring Horizon to life, wanted to ease out of Yellowstone. He requested fewer days on set and wanted to film the second half of Season 5 in just 1 week, which, let's be honest, ruffled a few feathers among the show's producers. Rumors flew left and right, whispers of frustration and scheduling chaos. However, one insider spills a different story. They paint a picture of Costner eager and ready, but constantly left hanging. The insider said that by the time Kevin Costner's schedule was empty, Taylor Sheridan failed to deliver the scripts. So with no scripts in sight, and a busy man like Sheridan doing 8 other shows, can we really blame Costner? What Taylor Sheridan feels about Costner exiting Yellowstone. Sheridan recalls his last chat with Kevin, where Costner says to Sheridan that he has a project he was burning to bring to life, which is the Horizon that we've talked about earlier. Sheridan said, "My last conversation with Kevin was that he had this passion project he wanted to direct. He and the network were in a tug-of-war about when he could wrap up Yellowstone, and I told them we can certainly work a schedule toward his preferred exit date." Now, the big bosses of Paramount are in a huddle. They're thinking, how do we give Kevin's character the ending he deserves? Ideas are flying. Maybe a heart-to-heart with Beth and Jamie? That would be a treat, setting up the grand finale of Yellowstone. But wait a minute, Sheridan spills some beans. He never doubted Kevin's talent. My opinion of Kevin as an actor hasn't altered. His portrayal of John Dutton is pure gold. But once the lawyers step in, the direct heart-to-heart chats fade away. Misunderstandings brew, stories get twisted, and the blame game begins. Kevin, as Sheridan tells it, took the brunt of it. But Kevin's got his eyes on the prize, a movie that seems to be his heart's true calling. Sheridan continued, "I sure hope the movie is worth it, and that it's a good one." Sheridan leaves us with a bittersweet thought. "I'm disappointed. It truncates the closure of his character. It doesn't change it, but it does cut it short." How will Kevin Costner's John Dutton leave Yellowstone? Did you know that there was always a grand plan for John Dutton? That's right. Sheridan drops a bombshell by hinting that our beloved Dutton might not be there for the grand finale of Yellowstone. Sheridan hints that John Dutton was never going to be around for the very end of the show, and that the conclusion of Yellowstone is unchanged from his original movie script. But what does it mean for John Dutton? Well, in the words of the series, he might just be taken to the train station. Now, some suggest that what if it's not the train station, but rather a FU car crash? For those out of the loop, remember how Grey's Anatomy creator Shonda Rhimes sent Patrick Dempsey's character packing? Sheridan jumps in with a revelation from his own past. When he left the Sons of Anarchy, Sheridan's character met a rather sudden end under a van. He exclaims, "I was killed in a FU car crash." But Sheridan, the storyteller, sets the record straight. I don't do FU car crashes. His focus was pure, unadulterated storytelling, no matter where the chips fell. As he puts it, whether Dutton's fate inflates Costner's ego or insults is collateral damage that I don't factor in with regard to storytelling. But hey, the next thing we're going to tell you is something that you don't want to miss, so keep watching. Sheridan said to Costner that he should stick to acting. One insider spills that Costner is unhappy with where his character is heading, and Sheridan told him to stick to acting.
Fascinating world to explore.
You see, having spent a lifetime on both sides of the camera, Sheridan is no stranger to actors. Stories of his kindness and understanding are everywhere. Take Julia Schlaepfer, for example. When auditioning for 1923, she recounts a heartwarming moment when she was so nervous. Sheridan reassured her, saying, "Hey, I'm an actor. All I want you to do is be you. Drop any notion of the character you ever had because you, to me, are Alex. You have all the qualities of this character, so just be yourself and I'll read with you." Now, Sheridan opens up about that rumored conversation with Costner. He states, "I never had that conversation with Kevin, but they did have some intense chats." During season 2, Costner felt his character was drifting from the core. Sheridan responded, reminding him, "Kevin, you remember that I told you this is essentially The Godfather on the largest ranch in Montana? Are you that surprised that The Godfather is killing people?" Costner felt a shift, and Sheridan admits,
It's a tremendous amount of responsibility.
"In season 3, we steered back into it." And Sheridan drops a mic moment while saying, "And I recall him winning a Golden Globe last year for his performance, so I think it's working." Can Taylor Sheridan do anything to prevent Costner's exit? His response is pure exasperation when asked if he could have stopped the whole drama from ending. "I didn't do anything to begin with." He goes on to explain, "I don't dictate the schedule. I don't determine when things start filming. My sphere of control is the content. That's it." Despite this, he's not one to back down. He recalls how he pleaded for more time on projects like 1883 and 1923, only to be told, "Air date locked. For what we pay you, figure it out." But Sheridan, he's not one to just stand in the corner and complain. Now, Paramount chief McCarthy has a slightly different take on things. He acknowledges Costner's packed schedule and the challenges it brought. He mentions, "This Yellowstone chapter is closing sooner than we all wanted, but we feel good with where it's going to end." But while Yellowstone is set to return this November, there's a bit of a hiccup. A writer's strike might just throw a spanner in the works. But Sheridan stays true to the cause, supporting the writers all the way. And you know what? You won't believe this. Keep watching because Sheridan drops a hopeful note for all the cowboys out there, hinting at a possible extension beyond the 6 final episodes. He confidently states, "If I think it takes 10 episodes to wrap it up, they'll give me 10. It'll be as long as it needs to be." So now that you are still here watching, we have some gossip for you. Kevin Costner's divorce papers reveal his future on Yellowstone Season 5. Beyond the glitz and glamour, Costner is wrapped up in a heart-wrenching divorce dispute with his wife, Christine Baumgartner.
News about Yellowstone and Kevin Costner? Yes.
Fans everywhere were eagerly waiting for his grand return to Yellowstone.
I know, Yellowstone fans here, I know.
But the divorce papers are painting a whole different picture. Peeking into the court records, it seems Costner's pockets aren't filled by Yellowstone anymore. Apart from some back-end contractual participation rights, the show's checkbook has his name crossed out. In simpler words, Costner's not getting paid by the show's creator, Taylor Sheridan. But Costner himself has spilled the beans by saying, "I will earn substantially less in 2023 than in 2022. This is because I am no longer under contract for Yellowstone, the principal source of my income last year." If you're doing the math, that's a huge shift from the whopping $1.3 million he bagged per episode in 2022. The golden days of guaranteed payments for every appearance and episode, they're long gone for our beloved actor. 68-year-old Costner is currently working on his movie Horizon, right? Also, Kevin Costner's The West series will come soon. It is hard to think that he can show up every day and chase his dream while his wife, Christine Baumgartner, is filing for a divorce after 18 years of marriage. Kevin Costner is living up to John Dutton in real life, a very powerful figure.
Again, there's nothing he won't do to save the ranch.